light. No, you don't mind it. I think you like it. Always showing you wrong from right. I'll let you guide me. Just stay beside me. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. So I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 Seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. So I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and the Speed Lane is where we discuss real life issues, things that affect us all, our communities, families, and then we talk about all of that here. And I'm your host today. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and today we are diving into something that touches all of us at some point, and we are talking about forgiveness and accountability. Now the question is, should we forgive someone who is not sorry? Should we forgive people even when they are not sorry at all? You know, sometimes people hurt you, or people just do something you don't like, and they hurt you badly, but then they don't even ask for forgiveness, or they don't even act as though they are sorry. Some even act as though maybe they did not hurt you at all, or they just ignore the whole situation. So at that point in time, are we supposed to forgive people who hurt us but they are not sorry? They didn't even apologize or anything like that. So should we forgive people who are not sorry? Should we forgive someone who isn't sorry? And number for you to call in and be part of this conversation is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. And the question is, should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all? Now, I know this is something a lot of us can relate to, and that's because at some point in time, like if you have grown, you're an adult, or even as a child, I believe at some point in time you've come in a situation where someone actually wronged you, and then the person did not ask for forgiveness, or the person did not even act as though they are sorry. Because as a human being, I believe that if someone is sorry for something they have done, like let's say it shows, maybe even on their face or their attitude or the remorse, you're just able to tell, you're just able to feel and all of that. But sometimes for some people, you will not see any atom of remorse, you will not see as if they feel sorry at all. And to make it even worse, they don't even apologize. So based on your personal beliefs or just who you are, do you think it's okay to forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, someone who is not even realizing that they have hurt you or they have made a mistake and all of that, does that person still deserve forgiveness? Like, should you forgive someone who isn't sorry at all? And number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us if you think we should forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, who isn't apologizing, who isn't feeling even remorse that they have hurt you or they have done anything bad and all of that. Do you just go ahead and forgive that kind of person, or do they stay in your black book or your blacklist, wherever you put people who have done you wrong and all of that, because they weren't sorry that they made a mistake, they didn't apologize, or they didn't even act as though like something happened? Should we go ahead and forgive them? Or you personally, would you go ahead and forgive someone like that? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and tell us if you would forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, like not apologizing, not feeling remorse, nothing, just there as though it's normal what they did. And sometimes the hurt is really bad and it's something that affects you, and this person sometimes even knows that, okay, this thing I've done affected in fact, it's obvious that it's something that's going to affect you, or it's something that hurt you really bad, but sometimes they even act as though they don't know. Imagine someone doing something to you, like offending you or doing something that hurts you bad, and then in turn acting as though they did not know, or sometimes they did not notice and all of that. So most of the time, even when you're willing to forgive somebody, just let go of whatever the person has done, and they start acting as though they did not even notice that they hurt you, then somehow it's kind of pinches that already anger. Sometimes it's not even anger that was in you, maybe you were just feeling hot, but then when they act a certain way, then it becomes anger. It becomes that spite of, I have a grudge against this person. So what do you think? Should you forgive a person who isn't sorry for their mistake at all? And number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and tell us if you think it's okay to forgive someone who isn't sorry at all. And by who isn't sorry, you know what we mean. The person isn't even acting remorseful, isn't even acting as though they have wronged you, or even trying to apologize for their mistake and all of that. So if someone like that should offend you, or if someone should offend you and in turn start acting that way, like not even sorry. Sometimes some people say they find that kind of person unforgivable, like it's not even enough that you have made a mistake, and in turn you're not even acting as though you recognize that mistake or you're sorry for it. Some people believe it's a gift you have to give to yourself, not to the person who wronged you, because they say if you forgive someone, then you're actually freeing your own self from the grudge, holding something in your heart and all of that. So is it the same for you? Like, are you the kind of person who would just forgive? Hello. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Gina King.
All right. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Babara.
Okay. So what do you think? Should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all?
Well, sometimes it's really painful to let go of the past. Knowing fully well that the person is not sorry for what he or she did to you. I mean, some of them, they cannot even put them out and say, forgive me. But because you want the world to be a better place, you just forgive some certain things, just to move on.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling in to contribute to our conversation today. We heard her and she said sometimes you just forgive because just for the betterment of humanity and all of that, because personally too, I believe that not everyone, should I say, has that mind to just know that I've done wrong and then I should actually ask for forgiveness or act as though I'm sorry and all of that. We see it in relationships, we see it in families, with your siblings and all of that. Maybe your partner hurts you or does something you don't like, and or even your sibling, your friends and all of that, and they are not even acting sorry. And the one that pains most is when someone wrongs you, and in turn they are acting like they don't even know, like they don't even know. So should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all? And number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Tell us what you think. Should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, who isn't acting or remorseful for their mistakes, who isn't asking for forgiveness? Some people even say some people forgive people like just when they act sorry. Sometimes someone will not even apologize for what they have done to you, but then if they act a certain way that shows, okay, remorse and I actually regret doing this, then sometimes they'll move to just forgive. But then there are those people who would not even act like that. They just go on with their lives normally, like nothing happened. They haven't done anything to you or anything like that. So should we forgive those kind of people? Should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us if you think we should forgive someone who isn't sorry at all for their mistake or the hurts that they have caused you. Now we heard from a previous caller who called, and she said sometimes people hurt you and they don't even think, okay, to ask for forgiveness, which is actually pretty common. Like it's very common, and that kind of situation just kind of builds that grudge in you. Sometimes you're willing to just let go of something like easily, and because personally I've been in situations like that where I really am going to let go of that what happened easily and all of that. I'm just waiting for the person to say, well, this thing I did, I know it was wrong and all of that. I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have gone that far, or I shouldn't have, just something that makes you feel like, okay, this person actually realizes how much their actions or their attitude, whatever they have done, got to you. But then sometimes you just wait and you wait for the person to realize, and it never comes to that point where the person actually realizes. So it's in that point now, as a human being, no even judgment here, as a human being, when someone acts like that towards you, it's now hard for you to just like let go of it. And so at that point now, is it okay to forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, someone who isn't apologizing for their mistakes or the hurts they have caused you and all of that? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and tell us if you think we should go ahead and forgive someone who isn't sorry at all. Like, even if they don't apologize, it's okay, you just go ahead and forgive them. I've heard a lot of people say, like, well, my own heart is to forgive and just look over things. But then there are people that if you don't apologize to them, like if you don't act like you're sorry, it's more like that thing you did to them is forever going to stay in their hearts. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm Lord Calculus calling from Hangeior.
All right, welcome to the show, Lord Calculus. So what do you think? Should we go ahead and forgive someone who isn't sorry at all for their mistake?
Yes, absolutely yes. Big yes.
Okay.
Why do I say so? You see, the Bible says that we should forgive 7 times 70. And And the Bible didn't say that we forgive when they apologize or when they show remorse. So
Okay.
the Bible say just forgive.
Mm.
So I'm ready to forgive. And besides, forgiveness is a favor. All of us imagine ourselves a favor.
Mm.
And so if you don't forgive you, sometimes you bear the pain, the person goes there, the person is out there, they are holding unforgiveness in your heart. So forgiveness is like doing yourself a favor. So just go ahead and forgive. While the person shows you most of pretend as if nothing happened, just for your own good and for in order to obey the Lord, just go ahead and forgive. It's unconditional. Forgiveness is unconditional, it has no option. Yeah, that is now it.
All right. Thank you so much, Lord Calculus, for calling in to share your thoughts on our topic of discussion today. We are talking about forgiveness and accountability. What do we mean by accountability here? When the person who is at the wrong is is being accountable for what they have done, is seeing themselves as someone who actually did something wrong and then is actually sorry for their mistake. So the question is, should we forgive someone who isn't sorry for their mistake? And number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share your thoughts on our topic of discussion. Should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, who isn't showing remorse, who isn't apologizing, nothing? They just wrong you and go on with their life as if nothing happened, sometimes even pretend like they don't know what they did actually affected you and all of that. We see it in relationships, sometimes you're even the partner you're living with in the same house, and it's more like they do something to you and just acts as though nothing happened, or they are not even showing any remorse or sorry for it. Should you go ahead and forgive them in that situation? Or even your friends, your family, your siblings? It's normal to have indifferences like with siblings and all of that, but then when you see that the other person is actually ready to take responsibility, accountability for something they did to you, then it makes it easier to forgive. So what if the person is not willing to take that accountability and not even asking sorry, no remorse, no apologies, nothing? Should we go ahead and forgive? And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share your thoughts on our topic of discussion. Now, we heard from our caller, Lord Calculus, and he says, if you forgive someone, you're doing yourself a favor. Now, I like the sound of that because it's your heart who is going to hold those grudges, maybe if you don't forgive someone, I think it's you somehow who always thinks about it. Like, if I apply it to myself, if I hold something against someone and they just move about freely and all of that, it's me in turn. Whenever I see them, it's my own heart that something is pinching somewhere and all of that, just thinking about it, and you feel that resentment whenever you see the person and all of that. So maybe I kind of agree with that point Lord Calculus made, because if you forgive someone, then you're doing your own self a favor. Hello. Good morning. Okay, we lost that, but don't give up. Keep trying and share with us your thoughts on our topic of discussion. We are talking about forgiveness. Should you forgive someone even when they are not sorry? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us if you think we should just go ahead and forgive someone even though they are not sorry for what they have done. They are not apologizing, they are not remorseful, and all of that. And sometimes let's even put this one for, let me give you an example, even with friends, or even sometimes your kids. Someone does something to you, and you look at their faces. Let's use kids for this. You look at their faces and you're able to tell that, okay, my child is usually like this, and if she looks like this, then she's feeling remorseful and all of that for something that she did. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Edward Oragba.
Okay, welcome to the show, Edward.
Yeah, I'm calling from Hangeior.
Okay. So what do you think?
What I think is that just like the other person you just talked about, his version of forgiveness. When you forgive someone, you have also forgiven yourself. Because the hurt that you always carry on your mind, whenever you see the person, you vanish. Like I personally have a philosophy in life that anything that is beyond me, anything I cannot change, anything that cannot happen the way I want it, I allow it fly. Because I can't kill myself to ensure that everything I want should prevail. So, forgiveness, even the person is not ready, forgive the person and fall your head so that you forgive and forget and you go about your businesses so that the heart will not haunt you again. That's just my thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to contribute. We had him and he doesn't have a different opinion. He says to forgive and go about your life, because if you don't forgive, then it's holding you back, because you always have that person in your mind, like what they did to you and all of that. So it's more like whenever you see that person, it's your own mind, you're thinking about it, like you're just holding on to that resentment. So what do you think? Should we forgive someone even when they are not sorry, like when they are not sorry for the mistake or for the hurt that they have caused you, whatever they have done to you? Like, should we still go ahead and forgive that person? Because it can be hard, in as much as we just say it because we know what's right. It can be hard to do. Sometimes you just hold on to that hurt and all of that. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, could you speak a bit louder?
Hey, I'm Cynthia.
Okay, Cynthia, welcome to the show. Hello.
Sorry, if you forgive someone, how will you know that you have forgiven the person?
Okay. How will you know that you're forgiving the person?
Yes, how will you know that you have forgiven the person? You have forgiven the person in your house who wants to live. How will you know that you have forgiven that person?
Okay, Cynthia, maybe you would have to call us back because we cannot hear you properly. Maybe just reposition and call us back. But for the little parts of her question ahead, she said, if you forgive someone, how would you know that you're forgiving the person? And that goes to all of our listeners too. If you have a way to clarify that for Cynthia, then you can also call and say that to her. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. We are asking you, should we go ahead and forgive someone even when they are not sorry for their mistake? Like, should we go ahead and forgive them? And also caller just threw another question, which is said, if you forgive someone, how would you know that you're forgiving the person? So if you want to clarify that for her, her name is Cynthia, you can still call in and share that with us. And for me, I would also raise these points, like my own perspective. When you say you're forgiving someone, then it's more like you don't see them and still hold that grudge. Like, you don't see them and that's the first thing you remember. Like 1990 this and 2000 and this person stepped on my foot and I still remember. It's like you don't hold on to that. And even when you are able to remember, maybe in the process of talking to the person and all of that, even if you remember that, you're not angry about remembering it. Sometimes it even becomes something funny for you. Like, let's say even with partners, and you say, you remember that time that you did this to me, and it's no longer pain, like it's something you even laugh about. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Timothy. I'm calling behind our Gate Production, New Tipo Road.
Okay, welcome to the show, Timothy.
Yes, I want to Cynthia to know that when you are forgetting, when you are forgiving someone, to forget is that you will forget about it automatically.
Okay.
What the person has done for you, then you forgot about it. That is, you forgive and forget. Then you will know that yes, I have forgiven this person.
Okay.
That is the meaning.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So now the question to you yourself, Timothy: should you forgive someone even when they are not sorry?
That one, I give everything to God.
Okay.
Because it's a very difficult question for me. Because some of the things that people do for me that can say it's so very difficult for me to forgive, but because of God's forgiveness, we should forgive someone so that we too, God will forgive us for our sins.
Okay.
Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So for that, I used to forgive.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Timothy, for calling in to contribute to this conversation. Cynthia, if you are still with us, then you heard from Timothy. He said when you forgive someone, then it's more like you're not holding on to that thing anymore. You forget about it immediately and you don't think about it like that again. You're not holding it against that person in your heart. And he also said he gives everything to God. Now that's wonderful, because sometimes some things really test our human nature, like it's a struggle, but I believe we'll all get there. So he says he gives everything to God and he just forgives because God also forgives us, and God says that we should forgive. So if you have just joined us, it's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and today we are talking about forgiveness and accountability. And when we say accountability here, someone who is ready to be responsible for what they have done, like own up to it and actually show remorse and all of that. So the question is, should we forgive someone when they are not sorry? Should we forgive a person who isn't sorry for their mistake or the hurts they have caused you, anything they have done to you? Should we go ahead and just forgive them even if they are not showing any form of remorse? And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us if you think we should just go ahead and forgive someone even when they are not sorry for their mistake or the hurt, whatever they have done to you. And you as a person, make sure you're applying it to yourself. Like, is that what you do? Like, do you go ahead and forgive someone even when they are not sorry for doing something to you and all of that? And we heard from various callers so far, and or all of them have said go ahead and forgive someone and not try to look whether they are actually sorry and all of that. And someone even said give it to God. Wow, we'll leave it to God, because he says we should forgive and not actually think of if the person is apologizing, sorry, and all of that. So is that also your view on our topic of discussion, or do you have a different perspective? You can call in and share all that with us. Number to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Feel free to call in at any point in time and tell us if you think we should forgive a person who isn't sorry at all for their mistake or for their hurt, their wrongdoing, and all of that. Now, I was saying something about being able to tell when someone is sorry. Like, you can tell from their attitude towards you. Like, maybe the person starts just doing a lot of things that you like, maybe trying to give to you or just trying to talk to you. Sometimes someone even offends you to the point where you don't even want to talk to them. So you start like maybe the person starts are trying to talk to you even unnecessarily, and they're just trying to be close to you. They're just trying to like bring you out of that mood where you're not talking and all of that. So sometimes even little things like that, you're able to tell that, okay, maybe this person is not reading it out, I am sorry, or forgive me, or apologizing. But from those little actions, you're able to tell that, okay, this person is actually sorry, and maybe this is his or her way of apologizing and saying that they are sorry for what they have done and all of that. So that one even softens your mind, like to forgive them, just go ahead and let go of what happened. But then it comes to a point where there are some people who wouldn't apologize for what they have done, first of all, and then they won't even show it in their actions. Like they won't show it like, I am actually sorry, or even act like they know what they have done to you, or they realize how much hurt they have caused to you. And when someone ignores your pain, it's more like, let me give this example. Just imagine you going you're in the market, and then someone steps on you, and there's a way someone steps on you, and you feel from the way you felt it, like the pain you felt, you can tell that this person actually knows that they stepped on you. And sometimes they just look you in the eye. Okay, let's not even use step on you, because it's possible that the person will think they stepped on a stone. But if someone bumps into you, like bumps into your shoulder and all of that, and it's clearly their mistake, and then they don't say anything, they just pass and go, that moment where you actually turn back and try to look at who it is and all of that, but they don't even turn and act like they know what happened, or they even noticed it and all of that. Then the whole time in the market, you're just grumbling and talking to yourself like, this is how you people go about and do things like this. And somehow a frown just gets to your face that you don't even realize you're going, and you're angry sometimes. Like maybe that's something that will lead to you getting angry over some other stuffs, like things that you wouldn't have gotten angry over, but because of something that provoked you and all of that, then it's in your mind. So let's not run too far from our focus today. We are talking about forgiveness and accountability, and the question is, should you forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, who is not apologizing for their mistake? They are not showing any kind of remorse that they actually know what they have done to you, like even showing that they are sorry. When you even say I'm pity and like, okay, truly maybe it wasn't their fault and all of that, should you go ahead and forgive someone who is not sorry? And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and tell us if you think we should just go ahead and forgive someone even if they are not sorry for their mistake. And we see we come to situations like this, like as long as you have people around you, you deal with people as a human being, then you're going to somehow find yourself in situations like this. Like let's say even with your spouse, sometimes he or she does something to you and you're expecting an apology, but it just doesn't come. Hello? Okay, we lost that, but don't give up. Keep trying to call in and tell us what you think on our topic of discussion. Number to call remains 0808 427 5464. Should you forgive someone even when they are not sorry? And like I was saying, do you find it in even relationships like husband and wife? Maybe your wife has done something to you, and very well, in fact sometimes you even tell the person that you did this thing to me and I don't like it, and the person doesn't answer and just pass and doesn't say anything about it, no apologies, no acting like I'm sorry and all of that. In fact, sometimes the person who is at the wrong will even start giving you attitude like you're the one who did something wrong, and that's really frustrating. I can tell because I've been there before myself. When someone does something to you and in turn they're acting like they're the ones that have been wronged, like and all of that. So even in friendships, like regular friendships, you have friends and sometime and maybe one of them just does something to you that it's obvious that you did not like, or maybe you were hurt, like really hurt by that, but they don't even act as though like they are sorry, or they even recognize or realize how much that has hurt you. Some people realize and they still do not apologize. They still do not show that they are sorry. Even I have witnessed something some time ago that someone offended a friend, and then she did not show to that friend that she was sorry and all of that. Instead, she went ahead and was talking to all of her friends and telling them that, well, if she doesn't like it now, if she wants to be angry for that long, then she should continue. Me, I don't have anything to do about that situation. Imagine someone offending you and then in turn saying, if you want to be angry, you should be angry. If you want to be this, you should go ahead and just now that's really a tough spot to put someone. I don't know. Even if the person was planning to forgive, even if the person is just a nice person, easygoing, it's a tough spot to actually put someone, because like I'm someone that is willing to forgive and all of that. But then, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Gift. I'm calling from Balaga.
Okay, welcome to the show, Grace. So should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all?
Yeah, we should. Because when you don't forgive, when you bear something against someone, like as for me, for my peace sake, I will forgive even though you do not apologize.
Okay, for peace sake.
Yes, because I need my peace and sanity. So even though you go out there claiming not to have offended me, forgive you because I need my peace and sanity.
All right. Thank you so much, Grace, for calling in to contribute to our conversation. Now you heard it yourself, like we all heard it. For your peace and sanity. Grace says for her peace and sanity, she just goes ahead to forgive, even if the person is acting like they have not done anything and all of that. So just go on and forgive. So you also can call in to be part of this conversation. We're talking about forgiveness and accountability. The question is, should you forgive someone even when they are not sorry, even when they did not apologize to you and they are even acting as though they have not done anything to you? And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us if you think we should forgive someone even when they are not sorry. And like I was saying about what our caller said, Grace, she said for your peace and sanity. Now that one stuck with me, because I mean, if it's in your mind, like if it's in your head, then it's your own peace that is getting affected, like it's your own peace, it's your own mind that is getting troubled whenever you see that person. Or let's say you are about to go somewhere that that person is present, and maybe you're thinking about it, or someone, you imagine someone having the right, or should I say, to even ruin your mood. You just walk into a place and you see them and your whole mood changes. You're already feeling like, this person that did this to me back then in secondary school, back then in one time in church, or wherever it happened, and your whole mind goes back to that scene and it just replays. So truly, for your peace and your sanity. So I like that also. And you can also call in and be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us if you think we should just go ahead and forgive someone even when they are not sorry, even when they are not remorseful, they are not apologizing, they are not even acting as though they have done something to you. Now we see this in different aspects of our life. We see it with partners, relationships, with our friendships, even with our children sometimes. So hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Yodav Abraham.
All right, welcome to the show.
Yeah, calling from Nabank.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think you should forgive, as there is a saying that God fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. You can't go on holding a heavy bound in your heart for things that you cannot handle on your own. When someone done something wrong to you and went ahead claiming that he has done nothing, since you can't have anything to do is to hold your peace, to forgive that person and let it go. You know, that to hold your peace and also keep your sanity, just like my other sister has said. Because God has always fight for those who can fight for themselves.
Okay.
And as well, like I've said, you have your peace when you forgive and forget.
Okay.
Whenever you see the person, you pass freely and you move on with your life.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abraham, for calling in to share that with us. Now, we heard what he said. He didn't dive far from what our other caller said. But one thing also that was striking and different is that he says, God will fight for you. So instead of keeping on to a grudge and waiting for the day that you will let it all out, then you should just know that God will fight that fight for you. So, well, I find that really interesting. I find it really interesting. Keep your calls coming in and tell us if you think we should forgive someone who isn't sorry at all. Now, the number to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Should we forgive someone who isn't sorry at all? They are not remorseful for their mistake. They will not even have the decency to say sorry or just apologize to you, even if it's fake sorry. Some people will not say it. And also, there's something, some people actually do apologize, but then you can tell that it's not genuine. You can know that they are not sorry. You know that's vex sorry and just pass. You know what I mean? In some situations they do apologize, but you can tell in your heart, because as a human being, I know that we are able to detect lies to some extent, and we are able to feel energy. So sometimes someone even apologizes, but you can tell that this apology it's a fake one and it's not genuine and all of that. So that's still an example of someone who is not sorry for their mistake, because sometimes that happens. You know, the person who is in the wrong or the person who has hurt you will just say that sorry so that it will be like I call it to mark present, just to say, okay, yes, I did, I said sorry. Maybe he or she can defend their self one day and say, even then when I did this to her, I said sorry. Now did I not tell you sorry? And all of that, you know, that kind of apology. So that still counts as someone who is not sorry for their mistake. So it's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about forgiveness and accountability. And the question is, should we forgive someone who is not sorry at all? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us your opinion on our topic of discussion. Should we just go ahead and forgive someone who isn't sorry at all for their mistake or for their wrongdoing? They hurt, they have caused you and all of that. They aren't sorry. Would you as a person also, would you go ahead and just forgive someone like that? Like, let's go of the whole mistake, the whole grudge, and not hold on to it. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Samuel calling from Northbound.
All right, welcome to the show, Timba Samuel. So, what do you think? Should we forgive someone who is not sorry at all? Okay, we lost Tehemba Samuel, but Samuel, you could call back again, and everyone else could call back, call in and share with us if you think we should forgive someone even when they are not sorry at all. Number to call remains 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. We are talking about forgiveness and accountability. Should you forgive someone who isn't sorry at all, someone who is not apologetic for their mistake? They have not apologized, they have not even told you even the fake sorry. Sometimes they even do that, but you know that they are not sorry. And whether it's your partner, or whether it's your friend, your siblings, because obviously siblings, there's sibling rivalry. So at some point, as human beings, maybe you just have issues even when they are your blood and all of that. So should you forgive? And even when it has to do with a stranger, I mean, a human being, it's a human being, whether it's a stranger, not even someone you know, like, should we keep holding to that or just let it go? Like, are you the type self that will hold on to that thing until the person actually comes to say, I'm sorry for what I have done and all of that? Or do you just forgive? Tell us if you think we should forgive even when they are not sorry. Number to call remains 0808 427 5464. It's the Sweet Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm with you on the Speed Lane this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. So call in and share with us if you think we should forgive even when people are not sorry for their mistakes. And so far we have gotten a lot of callers who said it doesn't matter if the person who has wronged you is sorry for their mistake or even apologize and all of that. You should just go ahead and forgive. Some said because of your peace and your sanity, but I said because that is what God wants us to do. And other people say it's like you're caging yourself if you have not forgiven. Whenever you look at that person, you're not comfortable, you're not smiling and all of that. And someone some time ago said something that sat with me, that you can forgive someone, but you not go back to, maybe if the person was your friend, you not go back to being friends with that person, but you forgive, like in your heart, you know that, okay, I'm not holding this against this person again, but then like I have forgiven the person. That one, is that also forgiveness? Like because I remember when I said something like that to someone, raised the point like, but when the person had not wronged you, you were friends with the person. So if you say you're forgiven and you not go back to being friends, then is that one actual forgiveness? Well, I think that's a thought for another day, but I just had to bring it here also because I mean, when we are talking about forgiveness, someone even asked earlier, I remember her name, Cynthia. She said, how do you know you're forgiving someone? And a caller answered, he said, when you're forgotten about it, like let go of everything and all of that. And I was also saying, for me, when you're forgiving someone, you have forgiven them when you no longer see them and feel that anxiety, like you no longer feel that anger or whatever, that spite, resentment towards them, like or you're expecting an apology or expecting them to say something in regards to that. Sometimes apologies heal, like they make you heal from something that happened, but when you cannot force an apology out of someone, like should you go ahead and forgive them? Like should you go ahead and just let go of what happened, let go of the hurt they have caused you and all of that, even when they are not sorry? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lord Calculus again.
All right, welcome back to the show, Lord Calculus.
Yes, the last question you asked. Yes, you can forgive somebody at a distance. You mustn't feel close to the person. Yes, can forgive in your heart, but can keep it to heart. Yeah, so it's possible, yes.
Okay, that means it's possible to forgive someone, but you not continue with, like, if it's a friendship, you not continue.
Yes, because that forgiveness at a distance.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Lord Calculus, for calling back to clarify that. Now, if you didn't know, there's actually a name for it, forgiveness at a distance. There's actually a name for it. When you forgive someone, but you don't go back to being friends with them and all of that. Me, I also call that boundaries, because maybe you just know that whoever, if she's this type of person, then I'm not usually friends with this type of person and all of that. So even though I've forgiven you, like, I will not see you and hate you. You'd be like every other normal person to me on the road and all of that. But then maybe that friendship we share and all of that will not be there again. So yeah, Lord Calculus said it's called forgiveness at a distance. So you also can call in right now and tell us if you think we should forgive someone even when they are not sorry. Should we forgive a person who isn't sorry, someone who is not sorry for their mistake, who is not apologetic and all of that? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. And we are coming to the end of the show, so make sure you call in and leave your word with us. Before we wrap it up on the show today, we have heard from various callers, and so far nobody's opinion has been so different. Like, everyone has a striking thing about them, like everyone's opinion has that striking thing about them, but they are all on the same line, saying that you shouldn't care about what the other person is doing, and you should just go ahead and forgive them, even when they are not sorry, even when they are not regretful, or they are not even acting as though they know that they have wronged you and all of that. You should just go ahead and forgive. But if you don't think the same, you can still call in and share with us, because no judgment. We know that forgiveness is hard. Everyone knows that forgiveness is hard sometimes, especially when you're dealing with people like that, who will not even own up to the mistake, like not even acting like they know how much they have hurt you. Some people believe it's a gift, you give to yourself, and that we heard it from so many callers here who said, for your sanity, for peace, because God says so and all of that. And in should I say in relationships, unpleasant behaviors and some things that people would do that would leave scars, and sometimes when those scars are there, you're unable to forgive. But then we have heard from various callers, and they said no matter what, you just forgive. And also I raised that point of whether going back to being friends to the person or anything like that, and someone has clarified it. It's not compulsory that maybe you go back and remain friends with that person and all of that, but then the whole point is that you have forgiven. And it is at this point that we'll wrap it up on the speed lane this morning. We have been talking about forgiveness and accountability, and we have been asking if we should forgive someone who isn't sorry at all. Now, forgiveness is not simple. It's emotional and sometimes downright hard. But whether someone deserves it or not, choosing to forgive can bring peace to your heart, even if it doesn't change that behavior. So as you go about your day to day, don't forget to remember to carry your strength, choose your peace, and live lightly today. Also, do not go anywhere. Keep your dial locked in on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, because coming up next at 10 a.m. is King James 90s Top 10, only on 98.5 Speed FM. I have been your host on the Speed Lane this morning, and my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Keep listening to Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM.
Hello, my cutie. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5